What's up guys, Harthic here, we're playing some more Shadowrun. Last time we poked around and tried to get an idea of where the hell we were going. Now it's time to go in the sewers. You know, best place to find answers. What kind of crazy crap will we find in here? I don't know, let's find out. Let's see. Oh, body parts, holy fuck. The disgusting pile of stinking human remains smells strongly of blood and the first stages of decay. The arms, legs, and organs here are heaped together like stacked firewood, leaking blood and gore across the floor. The parts contained therein appear to have been sliced away from the parent body rather than torn or bitten. Judging by the clean edges of the cuts, the blade used to sever these parts was extremely sharp. This is a whole world of messed up, Harthic. Isabel takes a moment to suppress a retch. You think the killer stashed these here? They're stacked. They've been organized. This is our killer, alright. Looking closer at the pile, one part stands out. It's a severed forearm, and it's covered in tattoos. Words in a Slavic language and a shining lighthouse adorn the forearm, and ring-like images are inked on each finger. On the back of the hand, there's a skull inside a square. Whoever owned this arm isn't likely to be a Whampoan, as the tattoo looks like they were poorly drawn and inked by hand, rather than a machine. Most likely Russian criminal tattoos. That sounds shitty. Why the fuck are they Russian? Okay. Despite the darkness, you see something glitter at the edge of the drain. Looking closer, it appears to be a necklace chain of some kind. It's become caught in the drain's grate, narrowly avoiding falling down the deep pit. Let's take it. Lifting the necklace out of the drain, you turn it over in your hand. It's a simple silver pendant on a chain. The silver pendant depicts a long-tailed bird in flight, a magpie. I wonder who this could be. Fucking hell. Alright. What else have we got down here? A couple more empty rooms. Oh, wait. Oh, fuck. As you round the corner, you hear voices speaking just loudly enough for you to make out coherent sentences. The speakers are definitely not local. They speak with a slight Slavic accent, and their clothing is heavily armored. Around them are a number of crates and boxes, all mostly filled. It looks like the group is packing up. Yaroslav says the boat will be ready tomorrow morning. He's gotten everything arranged with the port authority. We move the goods to his warehouse, he'll handle loading them onto the ship, and we can get paid right then and there. The orc spits on the ground. I'll be glad to be done with this filthy place. I will too. I hate having to hide in these damn drains. It stinks down here. I can hear the devil rats running down the walkways. It's a mess and it's disgraceful. We shouldn't have to put up with this bullshit. And Alexander still isn't back from his little trip. We'll have to leave him behind if he doesn't get back soon. I know, Galina. Until Andrew says we're in the clear from the triads, we can't be seen with the goods on the streets. They'll find us. We go back to Vladivostok in sausage casings. Those red dragon Mudakai don't screw around when it comes to protecting their turf. Who knows, maybe Alexander was stupid and they caught him. Either way, we'll have to lug this crap through the drains for a few clicks. Several boxes near the two women bear a distinctive label, a magpie in flight. The same emblem you saw stamped on Magpie's equipment in her shop. The orc woman sniffs the air suspiciously and her eyes dart toward the dark tunnel you stand in. Before you have a chance to get out of sight, she locks eyes with you. The orc lifts her chin as she regards you, cracking her knuckles. What have we here? A curious little pest come looking for things that don't concern him. What do we do with pests, Galina? Galina puts a hand on her shotgun's barrel. We break them, Vasilisa. and then we hammer a spike through each of their throats, so anyone who sees their bodies knows not to meddle in our affairs. I suggest you stay where you are, pest. The Whampoan elders know I'm down here. You start a fight, you're going to have every drone and a cyber junkie on those streets crawling up your ass. Some of the cockiness goes out of the Russian woman's eyes. She shifts back and forth nervously, shooting a glance at the orc. Finally, she lifts her shotgun, sighting along the barrel. You think we're afraid of those little worms? You think we're afraid of you? Don't make me laugh. We could be out of here before they even realized you're missing. You think those crazy chipheads will give a shit about what happens down here? I don't think so. Duncan sneers at them, spitting on the ground. Make a move, shithead. Give me a reason to put you down. You thugs think you're so hard. I kill trash like you every damn day. I don't care what you're doing down here or what you've stolen. I just want to find the person murdering the Whampoan elders. You think I give a shit about what you're doing down here? None of that concerns me. So why the hell should we let you live? Try it. I'll feed your face to your friend over there. Galena's eyes go wide as you speak. You think I'm scared of you? If you aren't, you're an even bigger idiot than you seem. Stand down or face the consequences. Shit! Galena lowers the shotgun, though her posture remains wary. You don't care about what we're doing? I have a job to do. This is incidental. So what do you want from us then? Is there anything you can tell me about the murders that I might not know? You think we get out a lot? I wouldn't even have known there were murders if I hadn't bothered to come out to get some soy calf last week. It's none of our business and isn't our problem, and I like it that way. You took Magpie's keycards, didn't you? Yes, we did. Alexander took one earlier. He said he wanted to sweep the stockroom, see if there's anything worth stealing in it. Vasilisa tosses you a keycard. Here. We don't have time for this. We have to move this gear. You want to play detective? Go right ahead. Okay. I don't particularly care what they were doing. I mean, the Whampoans probably do, but that's their problem, not mine. I just need to get the fucking murderer, who's probably this Alexander character. So let's go say hi. Let's go check out Magpie's stockroom. What do we got here? Food. Somebody's been eating. Despite the table's crude construction, an artfully laid meal awaits the owner. Several small dishes are filled with pickled vegetables, while a larger plate is arranged with long slices of raw meat. The meat is a pale pinkish white, like raw pork, and is covered in a light soy marinade. Poking at the raw meat, you discover that it's surprisingly tender. What's more, it has the faint aroma of marinade, as if deliberately prepared. Hell no, I'm not eating that. That is probably human. Like, I'm pretty sure we're dealing with a fucking cannibal. This box is packed full of odds and ends. It nearly overflows with a collection of knickknacks, souvenirs, and assorted personal effects. There's no rhyme or reason to the collection of items. They appear to have been thrown in haphazardly. Among the contents are charms from various temples, a wooden mask, and a paper fan. So what's the mask? The wooden mask is extremely light. It's been painted a pale white, and the surface is almost as smooth as porcelain. Delicate features and lifted eyebrows are matched with bright red lips and delicately carved teeth. The teeth have been stained in deep black. Charms. The small charms are square cloth packets, each approximately 1 inch wide and 3 inches tall. They come in a variety of bright colors and are embroidered with characters for prosperity, peace, wealth, and protection. Inside each appears to be a folded paper prayer or fortune, written in Japanese. And the fan. Unfolding the fan, you tilt it up toward the light to examine it. The image depicts an East Asian city from the 19th century or earlier, curved through to sunset beside a deep blue river. 2 ships sail down the river. which is in turn spanned by a long wooden bridge. In the foreground, laborers carry buckets along the shore as a man on horseback rides in the opposite direction. In the distance, a pair of large red buildings dominate the city skyline. One large temple hall and a 5-tiered pagoda. As you step away from the box, you hear a slight click in the distance, the sound of the doors latch shutting. You are no longer alone in the stockroom. So, who do we got? I can't even move. I gotta wait. I bet you it's Alexander. Standing before you is a man clad in heavy armor and bearing a katana on his hip. His skin is an ashen gray, and his eyes dead white. His teeth are jagged and appear quite sharp. This is no man. This is a ghoul. Gaichu, huh? The ghoul's blind eyes search back and forth as it regards you. It cannot see you, but you have a sense that it knows exactly where you are at all times. Ah, a hired gun. No doubt brought here to bear against me by the Whampoan elders, a means by which they can lift this curse plaguing them. I salute your tenacity, but I wonder, will you hear me out before raising your weapon to kill me? You don't seem interested in eating me. Yes, I am not only talking, I am reasoning as well. And since you have not attempted to kill me, your own higher faculties are engaged. I am a curiosity to you. The ghoul bares his teeth, breath rasping over them as he inhales. You wish to know not only what I am, but what have I done. As for who, you may call me Gaichu. I know who you are. You're the one killing Whampoan elders. You are correct. I have killed all the Whampoan elders to date. The only Elder Magpie was according to my initial plan. I regret the deaths of the other elders, but it was necessary. Explain yourself. This affair began simply enough. As you may surmise, I am not someone who can be seen in public without great risk. Whampoa Garden is an excellent place to hide. No police or triad presence, and minimal interest in things that lurk in the shadows. Unfortunately for me, Elder Nig discovered me through communion with her spirits. Rather than kill or chase me away, she came to me with a proposition. Nig and the other elders were having problems with one of their number. An elder named Magpie had been holding many of their plans hostage and would not budge. They could not remove Magpie, however, because her services were too useful to the Whampoans at large. Nig offered me payment to dispose of Magpie, and I accepted. Wu shoots you a sidelong glance, tusks bared as he grits his jaw. Why the hell are we talking to this thing, Harthic? It's a goddamn ghoul, and you know what they're like. Really? What, pray tell, am I like? All teeth and claws and bad manners, I expect. Gaichu's tone is amused, despite the harshness of his rasping voice. Really? You want to crack jokes, you cannibal? Wu takes an involuntary step forward, raising his rifle. You're the kind of monster that'd devour a family just because it's convenient. Remember the 162s, Harthic? He's just like them. 162s were a gang, Wu, in the Barrens. Like that makes a bit of difference. Go on then, talk to the monster. But I'm keeping my finger on the goddamn trigger. I believe that we were speaking of the Elder's plans to have me kill Magpie. Surely you must be a little curious about that. You didn't clean up all of her blood. I found some in her drain. Ah, unfortunate. I had thought I was careful enough. Having it on my hands must have obscured my sense of smell enough that I missed the last remnants in the drain. I disposed of Magpie's body by emptying the blood in her bathroom. Then I cut her up into more portable pieces. Those were placed in a plastic tarp, which I took to the storm drains and hid. Gaichu nonchalantly waves a hand, his tone flat and unconcerned. It's unfortunate, but my survival depends upon consumption of raw metahuman flesh. Letting such nourishment go to waste would be a foolish error. That doesn't explain everything. Afford me a moment and I will explain the rest to you. I contacted the elders, not in person of course, and they arranged to exchange payment. I assumed that since the job was done, Nig would be a woman of her word. Baring his teeth, Gaichu hisses his next words across clenched teeth. I was mistaken. I arrived at the nearby parking garage the elders had told me about. They'd cleaned out the other Whampoans under some pressure, though I'm not sure what ruse they used. The elders never showed up. Instead, several members of the Hong Kong police force arrived. They were more heavily armed than usual, so I suspect they knew something of my nature. I heard about the fight. You expect me to believe you took on a police squad and won? Of course. I have survived as a ghoul for some years now on the streets of Hong Kong. If that isn't evidence enough of my tenacity, I doubt any words I could say to you will change your mind. A betrayal of that sort cannot stand. Not only was I not paid for my time and effort, the Whampoan elders treated me like a common animal, and I am so much more than that. Reputation is everything, and I had none. I had hoped to build a network of contacts so that I would be able to continue finding work, but with that treachery my hopes were dashed. I decided to become the monster that they feared. One by one I have eliminated them. They know how to contact me, and could have ended their nightmare at any time by making amends. I would have asked for more money, but I wouldn't have ceased my hunt. Yet they did not. Instead, they'd contacted you. No doubt asking you to eliminate me where the police had failed. So I ask you, what now? What will you do? Will you attempt to finish what the Whampoans started? Or will you treat me with the same humanity I've shown you? Let me ask you some questions. Very well. What would you like to know? Did you eat the elders? Some of them, not all. My condition requires that I consume raw metahuman flesh. I do not require a great deal to survive, perhaps 3 to 4 pounds per week. Consequently, there is vastly more supply than demand. Why would the elders have killed you instead of paying? Any number of reasons. They are notorious cheapskates and will always try to save money when dealing with outsiders. It could be their natural inclination toward profit. They may regard me as subhuman and therefore unworthy of respect. It could be that they felt I was too dangerous to allow to live. It could even be that they simply did not like me. The net result is the same, however. They reneged on a deal we brokered and attempted to have me killed. A message must be sent. Blood must be paid, as they have hired you to kill me, and they have obviously not learned their lesson. If I let you live, what are you going to do? Kill the rest of the elders and anyone else they send to exterminate me? It is a matter of survival. Should I ever have the opportunity to work freelance again, potential employers need to understand the price of betrayal. These murders are my curriculum vitae in revenge. I've come to my decision. Oh, what will you do? How will this story end? Come work with me, I can be your face. A curious offer, and one of the elders. Will you allow me the satisfaction of killing them? I want to see what they have to say first. I would counsel you not to believe their words, but you have the sound of one who is wary as a matter of course. Very well. Let us wait until a bit later in the night. Most pedestrians will be off the street, and it will be easier for us to approach the Whampoa without being noticed. Sounds like a good plan. Okay, so I got Gaichu here. Let's go talk to the Whampoans. What do they have to say for themselves? These guys, they fucked up. They're probably not going to be too happy I brought him. As you approach, Elder Nig's eyes widen. Her mouth falls open and the veins on her neck bulge. What are you doing? You brought this thing into our home! Quick! Kill it before it kills us! Porter hefts his pistol warily, but does not aim it at anyone. Yeah, I have to say, this isn't a good idea. Why the hell is a ghoul here, and why is it wearing armor? Calm yourselves. I'm not an it, and your elders know this intimately. Gaichu bares his teeth in a rictus grin as he turns to face Nig. Good evening, Elder Nig. I can smell your fear, and I'm glad of this. It means you are learning the price of betrayal. Whoa, what the hell is going on here? Can someone explain to me why the ghoul is talking? Gaichu had a contract with the elders, and they betrayed him. You dare accuse us of conspiring with a monster and covering it up? You're insane. The very idea is preposterous. Porter nods at the elders, looking back to you with a wary expression. I'm interested to hear what kind of evidence you have to support this theory, Harthic. As far as I can tell, this monster killed Tong and the others, and that makes him a threat that should be eliminated. The elders hired Gaichu to kill Elder Magpie and make it look like she disappeared. You believe this vermin? This creature that feasts on metahuman flesh? That kills and dismembers our tribesmen? You are a naive and foolish man if that's the case. Nick spits on the ground in front of Gaichu. What proof do you have that Magpie is dead? Nick pleads. In matters where an elder is accused of breaking our law, the other elders generally judge them. In matters where all of them have been accused, I am authorized to act as a judge. Make your case, Shadowrunner. I found Magpie's necklace in the storm drains. Porter takes a moment to examine the necklace. He nods at you. This is definitely Elder Magpie's. If you found it in the storm drain, that's suspicious, but hardly proof on its own. Of course it's not proof. The number of things lost down storm drains in Hong Kong must number in the tens of thousands per year. While unusual, it's hardly evidence of foul play. There was a large amount of blood in her shower drain. So what? Perhaps she cut herself and watched the cut off. Or perhaps you were mistaken about it being blood. You're simply guessing as to what happened. That's true. It's a guess. And even if it is her blood, that doesn't prove that the elders hired this ghoul to kill her. Porter gives Elder Ip a sidelong glance. The elders have always protected Whampoa Garden to the best of their ability. She hasn't been seen in a month, not by anyone. She wouldn't just disappear like that. That may be unlikely, but it's hardly impossible. You haven't established that the elders were involved. All you've done is make suppositions about it. What proof do you have that we hired and betrayed this creature? I wouldn't sit by and listen to idle accusations without any kind of concrete evidence to back it up. What about the fight with the Hong Kong police force? How do you mean? What does that have to do with the elders and the ghoul? You Whampoans don't allow the police inside the area. Why make an exception this time? The police were polite and asked our permission to enter. They were hunting down a non-Whampoan. That was reason enough for us allowed them to enter. Porter considers this for a moment, then shakes his head. That doesn't add up, Nick. Why would the police ask us for entry now? They've never been polite before, and they've always tried to force their way in here. It just doesn't ring true to me. Did you ask them to come in order to hunt down this ghoul? Preposterous, Porter. You know what our community is like. We wouldn't lie over something like this. This ghoul has been lying the entire time, trying to cover his tracks. He's still brutally murdered several elders. That's true. Those murders were vicious and cruel. Porter fixes you with a hard stare. I don't see any way to explain that away. This ghoul is a monster for how he killed Torg and the others. Tong wasn't tortured. There was no astral residue of pain or fear. He didn't even feel the blow. That's correct. I struck a single blow while his back was to me. His death was instant. Regrettable that he had to die for your folly, Nig, but necessary to protect my reputation. Nick glares at Gaichu in stony silence before addressing Porter. You cannot believe what these people say. They are not to be trusted, and even if this is true, he still killed Tong. Porter looks back at Nick, his expression flattened without emotion. Maybe so, Nick, but a monster would not take Tong's suffering into account. He may be a killer, but he's not heartless. The scene of Tong's murder, like the others, was a deliberate sham. It was made to look more horrific than it was. I believe you. The blood smeared on the walls, the removal of the skin, that's a scene designed to evoke horror, not the scene of an actual fight. Elders, what do you have to say in response? This is a farce. We have dedicated our lives to protecting the Whampoan tribe, and everyone who lives in Whampoa Garden. Do you really believe outsiders and monsters over our word? We who have only tried to end the killings? You're being duped, Porter. You and this Shadowrunner. I concur. Porter, you know me. You know the kind of person I am. I wouldn't be party to the killing of another elder. I can't believe we're even having the notion that we have to defend ourselves. We should be disposing of this ghoul instead. Tang narrows his eyes at you, hissing. If you think I'll forget this, you're sorely mistaken. I will not tolerate this kind of insult. Let's see. The elders were all too happy to have the red spears move into the garage, almost like they wanted to keep anyone curious about the fight away. That's right. Ip, you even told me not to go find out what happened with the fight. You said the red spear gangers were moving in and to leave them alone. Why would you tell me not to look into it? I was only trying to protect you from the red spears. They're dangerous, which is why I wanted to deal with them directly. Magpie's gear was missing. Obviously missing. Why didn't Ip tell me that? He would have had to have noticed by now. And Magpie's shop is locked up. Why didn't he want me investigating? Pure supposition. You think it proves something that I didn't notice equipment was missing? Magpie's shop is always a horrible mess. Tang, you did a full inventory of Magpie's Matrix servers. You assured us everything was running fine and you would be able to continue with our work. I find it hard to believe you missed something as obvious as missing equipment, especially while searching for stock. That's all I got. Alright, I think I have some idea of what's going on here. And what do you believe the real story is? The waters are muddy on this matter. The ghoul seems to be telling some of the truth, and I respect that. But the fact remains, he is a dangerous creature who's killed many of our number. Our law is clear on this. He must die. You seem to be blameless in this, Harthic. What do you say to this decision? I'm not going to let you kill him. Then you two must die. Ip! The Whampoans ready their weapons. It's time to fight. Who do I hate the most? Because they're all gonna fucking die. Alright. First we do that. 2 AP for that. Or no, 1 AP for all of these. Okay. Pierces 1 armor, may do AP damage. A slash followed by a kick. Twist the razor. 2 damage plus... Oh! There we go. Wham! Oh, that was a good hit. And now we go to my... Cleave! Cleave! All of you, fuck off. Okay, we've got... Need to get to cover. Shoot anyone. Shoot Porter. Okay, we got Duncan. Duncan needs to get to cover. Over here, Duncan. Shoot Porter. Boom. Oh, he missed. Gobbit. Gobbit needs to get to cover. Everyone needs cover. Fuck. Sure. And shoot. Good job. You just have a katana. Go kill Lamb. Boom. And kill Tank. Boom. Good hit, good hit. You missed. Alright, Harthic. Cleave, motherfucker! Oh shit. Got you. Fucking hell. Okay, Isabel needs to... That's fine. Shoot the Elder. You go hit that Elder. Bam. You can cleave again. Duncan and Gobbit can finish off the bad guys. That was very effective. Yeah, we crushed him. Die. Almost strike. Doesn't. Yeah, I don't care about that. Thrust. Isabel. That was a crushing. As the elders fall to the floor, you stop and survey the carnage around you. It is accomplished. No more betrayers alive. No more worry that others may think they can take advantage of me. Lead the way, and I look forward to our new business partnership. Okay. That worked out well enough. Not exactly how I expected everything to end, but whatever. Okay, time to leave. To the MTR station. We're done here. My pose kind of fucked, but oh well. You're about to leave and return to Hawaii. Continue? Yes. The MTR rockets noiselessly toward Huai along the edge of Kowloon Bay. The black water glitters in the night with the light of 1,000 reflected storefronts. Gaichu stares sightlessly out the window, one hand pressed to the glass. The Whampoan elders are dead. They forced your hand and paid the price for it. Their story was a cleverly crafted lie meant to put the ghoul to death for their greed. But was the trade you made worth it? The uncertainty of that choice is clouded as the sky above you. I honestly have no idea if this is going to be worth it or not, but we'll find out. I got a ghoul. That seems cool. I don't know if he's necessarily a good guy, but I'm sure he could be useful. Probably more useful than the Whampoans would end up being. Oh well. Come on. Load. Okay. Any payments for runs of the mission. A couple of... yeah, okay. Alright. Let's go claim my payment real quick. And then we'll be on our way. I'll probably level up people too. Yeah, I've got a couple. Goblet's Rat Totem Invocation deals 99 damage to any hostile spirit, but it can be only used on spirits. Goblet's Rat Totem Invocation can steal control of spirits that have been summoned by enemy shamans. Note that only one spirit can be under control until rank 5 spirit control when it increases to 2. Okay. So, these both give rat totems, just what do they do? We'll steal spirits. And what's these do? Augment Spell Poison Fog. Poison Fog is upgraded to Acidic Fog, doing AP damage to those affected as well as hit point damage. And Shrine Spirits summoned by Goblet are now present for an additional turn. This seems pretty useful. Okay. Confirm that. You, Sabotage. Isabel gains this pistol ability and increases accuracy by 30%. Crit chance by a small amount for one shot. 2 AP, cooldown 3 turns. Isabel's Mark target ability now reduces the target's armor by 1. Yeah, sure. What about the Sabotage? Augment Mini Launcher. That seems good. It's now packed with napalm charges, igniting damaged targets. They will fire for an additional 6 HP damage, or boost. Gains the Dual Routine Burst program, which increases Persona speed while sneaking in the Matrix by 40%. That's cool, I don't... yeah, fuck it. Go with that one. You. Okay, what do you got? Lethal... okay, there we go. Lethal Force. Gains Assault Rifle ability. 99% chance to hit an enemy who has less than 25 HP remaining. Plus 2 damage. Or... Duncan's Subdue ability has its cooldown reduced from 3 down to 2. I remember use Subdue, so Lethal Force. And then give him... oh, I'm sorry. Mercy Kill. And then I can give him a Nail Grenade. 12 damage, ongoing 4 for 2 rounds, and strips and armor. Or Crowd Control. Modded Flashbang. We'll go with Nail Grenade. Yes. So that's a new party member, okay. So, Red Samurai, active defense. Plus 2 armor and plus 1 dodge for 1 AP. Or Rip. A claw ability, Rip does 2 damage and 2 bleeding. Go with that. Shuriken, a ranged attack, a crit Shuriken. 12 hit points, 1 AP, max range 10. And then a ranged ability, Spitting Infected Saliva. Damage 8. Yeah, I like that one better. And then Coup de Grace. Plus 100 damage, but can only attack stunned targets. Okay. Takes a bite out of his foe. Restoring 8 HP over 2 rounds and gaining 1 strength through the consumption of their flesh. Yes. That's cool as hell. Okay. Raptor's drone has an auto shotgun attachment, which does an additional 2 damage at the cost of 5% accuracy. Can hit adjacent targets at a range of 6 or greater. Ammo 10. 10 ammo. Fucking hell. Okay, or give him a saw. Okay, we'll go with the shotgun. Overclock. An auto... No, overclock. Now gives plus 2 AP and plus 2 movement, or reduces repair from 5 rounds to 3. Oof. Go with overclock. Okay. We're done there. Gotta upgrade all the boys, you know. So I've got the ghoul on my team now, that's interesting. I honestly was not expecting another party member. You enter the trawler to find your crew gathered together waiting for you. Isabel has her head buried in her PDA. The rest of them stand watching her, trying to be patient. Isabel, you look like you have something to tell the class. The dwarf paces up and back, trying to decide how to begin. I've been doing my homework on Josephine Sang and Sang Mechanical Services. You're pacing, so that tells me you found something. Oh yeah, I found something, alright. Isabel lifts her PDA to her face and consults her notes. In 2011, Sang Mechanical Services was a D-level court floundering in the shadow end of the Hong Kong corporate pool. That's when Josephine Shui married into the family. Josephine thought big. She conceived of a massive project that would catapult TMS into the big time, something she called the Prosperity Project. Prosperity? That's what Raymond was mumbling about. What was Project Prosperity? Once upon a time in the 1900s, the walled city was a densely populated slum. Something like 30,000 people crammed into 6.5 acres. Jesus. Wait, I've heard this story before. It's a shithole, hell on earth, yada yada yada. That's today's walled city. The second walled city. The first walled city started life well over 100 years ago and lasted through both world wars and almost through to the Awakening. It was torn down in 1994 when the government had finally had enough. It had become such a haven for criminals that the cops would only enter it in large, well-armed force groups. Sounds familiar. In 2021, Josephine Sang proposed a vision for a new type of low-income housing project, the Prosperity Project, a self-contained, low-cost, walking neighborhood for the poor, but on a grand scale. The Prosperity Project would give Hong Kong's poor and the flood of refugees pouring into the country a place they could call their own. Something that felt more permanent than the sprawling tent city that spontaneously sprang up after the first walled city was demolished. The Prosperity Project would replace the tent city and would be symbolically built onto the site of the old walled city. The slogan was, "A place of dignity where prosperity begins." The apartments weren't much bigger than the space you'd get in your average coffin motel, but they were built around plazas and marketplaces that contained goods and services catering to the poor. The government forgot the lessons of the last walled city. They loved the idea of containing the refugees and the poor to only a few densely populated blocks. It kept them out of the public eye. Securing the contract catapulted Sang Mechanical Services' fortunes ahead. It eventually put Josephine Sang onto the executive council. That doesn't line up. How did she get so powerful by building a slum? It's a very big slum. Apparently that was also the beginning of a series of lucrative building contracts that propelled TMS into the big time. Where's Raymond come into all this? Raymond Black doesn't come into it at all, but Edward Sang does. Is Raymond Black actually Edward Sang? You got it. Duncan's jaw drops open. What? No, come on. Raymond Black was actually Edward Sang, the only son of Josephine Sang and her husband, Breakwater Slade. Edward was in charge of laying the groundwork for the walled city, excavation and utilities, running in power lines, sewage, that kind of thing. So our secret foster grandmother is trying to kill us. What kind of names? So our secret foster grandmother is trying to kill us. It looks that way, yeah. Ractor chuckles softly to himself. Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Remember that massive gray water leak that flooded the basement back in 48? When we got back from the camping trip in the Salish, Ray screamed bloody murder about that. Wood nods, smiling. I'd never seen him so angry. He sobers. But did Raymond know how to fix it? No. Ray didn't know the first thing about sewer lines. He hired a small army of plumbers, probably paid him double what the job was worth to fix the thing, and it still took almost 2 months to get that leak under control. So, if this man was not in charge of the utilities for the project, what was he doing down there? I don't know, but Edward Sang disappeared from the public eye shortly after Prosperity was completed, around 2031. That's about the time he moved to Seattle, around 7 years before he found us. But what happened in the walled city? And what would make Raymond want to go back in there now after all these years? I don't know, but I intend to find out. Interesting. Okay, let's get payment, or what qualifies as payment. Inbox. No. Jobs directory, there we go. Claim mimic. I asked you to solve a problem, and your method of solving it is to kill the people I was doing a favor for. I have half a mind to throw you into the goddamn bank. Still, the Whampoans are now more afraid of me than ever, and money started flowing again. So I suppose that's something. I've attached your payment, 1,000 New Yen. The Whampoans made it explicitly clear that they wouldn't have paid at all, except to ensure you never come back to the gardens. Next time, try not to fuck the job up so much. I may not be as forgiving. Oops. Okay. That's good for this episode. We'll go talk to our new party member next time, probably, among other things. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me finish figuring out the murders and dealing with who Raymond Black actually was. If you did, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitter at Harthic7790, my Facebook page, facebook.com/Harthic7790, or my Tumblr page, harthic.tumblr.com. Until next time, guys, this is Harthic. See you later.